our personal news. So little mini episode here. Why are we selling our 2022 Mustang GT? Well, this vehicle has it's very good in regards to depreciation, but it has some interest on it. And we're looking right now, we're going to be at a big time loss in the Lightning, and we like the Lightning way too much to take a loss on it. So the plan was to trade the Lightning for the Bronco, but very much likely now, just because I like change and I like to experience new things and bring new things to the channel, we've done a lot of videos here on the Mustang GT. We think it's one of the best. I think it's the best sports car for the money. It sounds incredible. It's got a pretty unbelievable sound. I think it sounds a lot better than a Porsche 911, no matter what Porsche 911 we're talking about. And I've even heard some really high. I love, like, the Porsche 911 GT3 is a mind-blowingly amazing car. It looks so cool, incredible handling. It's mind-blowing, folks. But this thing has got it when it comes to sound. But there's something that beats it out. So something that beats it out, we went shopping for a Shelby. So 2016 Shelby, we had a few choices. We could have gone all yellow, $60,900. But you always got to think, what's the resale? Whether you're buying new or used, resale is so important. So right there, 60,900 Canadian dollars, not bad, but 53,400 kilometers. So when you're looking at a Shelby, mileage is very important, and that is high mileage well, it's pretty normal mileage for a Shelby, but makes it a little harder to resell. So what we're probably getting, well, what I've confirmed to get, as long as the person's gonna, deliver, we are getting a 2016 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 350 with the 5.2 liter V8 Voodoo engine. Could pay it cash, but we're going to finance.
That's a long name.
Yeah, we're going to put about half of it down as cash and put the other half in the stock market, hoping things go up within the next 8 months, as opposed to, I'm hoping the stock market will only go down for another 2 to 4 months, and hoping come fall, the stock market really starts to rebound. Hopefully we don't have any of that digital currency nonsense going on. We'll have to wait and see. The other option, you can also make money with vehicles, buying older vehicles. You spot a good deal like a Mercedes 500 SL for $13,500. Very well aware that things can be expensive, like the shocks. You can spend about $2,000 per shock. So going around the vehicle at about $8,000 Canadian. But you can also just put aftermarket shocks that are no longer these fancy adjusting shocks, like the Mustang Shelby has Magna Ride, meaning the shock adjusts to your road conditions so you can track it, as well as take care of your lady and not shake her to death. We are also looking at Porsches. So we found this wonderful Porsche. So in both these instances, we're looking at vehicles that we could buy, enjoy, give it a good clean inside and out, and sell it and not depreciate at all, or even make money. Now the Shelby is kind of that happy medium. It's a vehicle, it's got 7,500 kilometers, 7,300 kilometers on it. So we know what we're getting ourselves into. We've got pretty much a new vehicle. Expect a vehicle all around. The tires are gonna tell a story. The steering wheel is gonna tell a story. You get a used steering wheel on something that's supposed to have, relatively low mileage. The mileage has been played with. Get a Carfax. A Carfax will have the vehicle's mileage written off when it went into dealership. You'll know, did it go into dealership? At what kilometers did it go into dealership? If it went in at, 120,000 kilometers, and then just the next time it went in, it's got, or now that you're looking at it, it has, 80,000 kilometers, or 30, 40, 50, 100,000 less miles. Well, you've got something you need to absolutely avoid. Rev Nation, thank you for the saying that the 350 is rad. I was worried. Yeah, I know it hurts not picking up the Bronco, but I can't lose all that money on the Lightning.
You found another baby.
I found another baby, and I'll just have to get a Bronco later on. So yeah, got pretty close to getting that. Marie definitely vetoed this.
Nope.
She said, big ol' no. At what point do you not like this model?
At what point?
Quite a bit, eh?
It's hard to describe.
It's
I
not a
just
love
don't
hate.
love
It's
it.
just hate. Yeah, it's not love hate. You just hate this model.
Like I said to you, it's like if you drive it, you need to have an Hawaiian shirt and have your shaggy out,
Gold chain.
gold chain, and
Very
a bidon.
a very bad beer belly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to be thin in the arms, thin in the legs, but have a huge
It's not
beer
the
belly.
same for
It's the impression she
US
gets.
model, but in these years model, yeah, I see.
Oh, the
always
new
a
model's incredible.
uncle
We love
driving
it.
that.
Yeah, a dirty old uncle, as you call it. Now, speaking of vehicles to look into, you need to look to what the market is into. And remember, don't just take this guy's advice on vehicles. Love him, very comical, but he's got very strong opinions about vehicles. And if we go to his list of vehicles, you know, I was like, well, what does Jeremy Clarkson think about that Mercedes? Well, it's on his, what is this called?
Gayest cars.
The top 10 gayest cars. Now,
Oh my.
we don't have anything against it here. We don't want, you know, Bill C-16 working against us and having a criminal charge against us. We're not here to offend anyone. Sometimes things are just, you know, well, it says it right there. Well, here's the list. The Smart, the Jeep Wrangler.
I'm not sure about the Jeep Wrangler. Is it gay that much?
They've covered it over for years and years. They've said that the Jeep Wrangler is gay, and I don't care if it's gay. I like it. I think it's a cool off-road. I especially like their 4-cylinder plug-in. There's a hybrid. If it's plug-in, I think then it's really worth it.
A pink Rolls Royce, yes,
Fair.
for sure.
Yes, but a Mercedes SL 55 AMG, that's basically the Mercedes SL 500 I was looking at, but that's not what discouraged me. I couldn't care less the perception that a vehicle gives. It's just the V8 on a Mercedes is very cool. They sound good even if you don't modify the exhaust. The new Mini, well, I'd say the title is only appropriate if you're driving with another guy and you're glued together and you're attracted to each other. Then the title is appropriate and makes sense. But the BMW Z3 or Z4, Porsche convertible, again, it was on my list. What can I say, folks? And I do bicycle. But you know what my opinion is on cyclists. I've said it before. I am not a fan of cyclists. They are, you know, freaking annoying guys. They're really freaking annoying guys, those bicyclists. And now I think bicyclists, even when they're walking, like to use the same habits. So just today, I saw someone, they must be a cyclist because on a relatively busy road,
Cross the road like a deer.
there was that, but there's also the fact that they're almost in the middle of the lane. It's like, you're walking, this is for vehicles. You know, bicycles, go on your bicycle paths,
And
get
they look
off
at
our
you
roads.
and they doesn't go.
They look at you like, what are
on
you
the side.
doing driving near me? And you're like, you're in the middle of the lane. I'm completely in the other lane. I could have a head-on collision and you're looking at me like I'm the problem. It's like, I think someone's talking here about BMW 3 Series. That's, you know, any BMW driver, that's another one that'll give you looks when you kind of look at him oddly because he didn't use his blinker and he or she, and they drove in front of you. He, she, they, all the everything.
All that can drive.
New Skoda and new Beetle. So there's your list, folks. And Peugeot's, yeah, the F, yeah, and Peugeot, the F355, and Jeremy Clarkson. He's got mouthfuls to say on that as well. But you know what, folks? I like the Jeep Wrangler. The only reason Marie didn't have a Jeep Wrangler, we shopped it. Like, we brought it home. We brought home a Gladiator. We brought home 2 others. I've actually made reviews on 3 different times on Jeeps that I made it 4 times and only produced 1.
And Rev Nation says Miata is a little too hairdresser for me. I agree, and I don't know why it's not in his
It
list.
should be in the list.
You have a good point.
He is an automobile legend and icon, but he's not right about everything because his list definitely needs a Miata as well as
Before a Jeep Wrangler.
Fiat. My brother has a Mustang convertible GT, and I'm not embarrassed. I've never embarrassed, but anyways, we've never been teased about being seen in that vehicle together, but his Fiat, his like 1960s or early 70s Fiat, people have definitely made some comments when we are seen driving together. It's because we, you have to drive like this. It makes you look like a couple. And two guys that are a couple, that is the appropriate time to say, hey, that looks gay. It looks like a gay couple. That's when we should use it, not in any hateful manner whatsoever. People are people. Let people be who they are. We're all just trying to find ways to have life be less boring and make us happier. That's why you need a nice car in your front yard. You need a Ranger with a 2.7 liter, a modified exhaust, a lift kit, and some bigger tires. So this happened to Clarkson when he was in his Jeep, and it made him, wonder why it was on that list. So just on funny news from this week, came across this, and it said, when people see my Jeep and think I'm rich. Bro, I'm just irresponsible. Yes, Jeep people are like the king and queens of modifying and spending tens of thousands of dollars on their vehicle. It's a little silly, but guess what? Bronco community, we're getting involved into all that. Spend all your hard-earned money on modifications. But we'll find out, will the Bronco ever make that list? Who knows? We'll have to see. And here for more funny automobile news this week, you've got the new GMC with the HDMI plugs in the back. And I'd say the silliest thing about the GMC, he doesn't have it, but some of them have a little outline going around the GMC because it's a step that opens up, and who takes their ball off, honestly, in the back? Both our trucks have our balls on. And we like to have the balls on our trucks because it protects us against other vehicles. If anyone tries to rear end us, our balls are going to protect us. And that's the way you got to roll, folks. You got to protect your vehicle. Grab your truck and keep your ball on. And Peugeot's like, is that HDMI 2.0? But yeah, that definitely could work. And you even got a little optical plug in the middle. Because he's not keeping his ball in. He's not, his balls aren't protecting him.
You know what? Because of you, next week we will see a lot of cars having balls at the back, but it will be the bad ones that we see sometimes.
Folks, please.
Stop saying
yeah, those swinging
We're
shiny
talking about
things.
the trailer
Yeah,
stuff.
the trailer ball that
don't
goes
put the
in.
other kind of ball.
Yeah,
that-
not the shaky ones. Yeah, not cool. Not cool at all.
That's horrible to follow cars like that. You're like, no. Get off the
Okay.
road.
Yeah, get off the road.